the Giant of Egypt. In the scorching sands of the western desert of Egypt, between the Siwa oasis and the Libyan border, archaeologists in the early 20th century unearthed peculiar findings. Massive footprints fossilized in limestone, oversized bones, and fragments of what seemed to be weapons far too large for any human. British explorer Sir William Matthews, who led an expedition in 1932, claimed to have discovered the remains of what locals called El Gabal El Azim, the Great Mountain, a mythic figure from Bedouin oral traditions. According to them, the giant once roamed the deserts before the pyramids were even conceived, guarding the gates of the underworld. Though modern Egyptologists dismissed these tales as myth, satellite imagery in 2012 revealed strange, linear formations buried beneath the sand. Structures so large they could have only been designed for beings many times the size of an average man. No official excavation followed due to political instability. But the legends never died. In 2021, fragments of an unusually large femur were discovered near Wadi El Haytan, the Valley of the Whales, sparking renewed interest. Theories emerged. Could the legends of the Egyptian giant have some truth? Were these remains from an unknown human subspecies, a mistake, or part of an ancient hoax? Despite a lack of definitive proof, stories continue to spread across Egyptian villages and online forums. Murmurs of a sleeping colossus buried beneath the desert, whose awakening will signal the return of Egypt's forgotten age of gods and monsters. In the year 2027, a team of geologists exploring seismic anomalies near the Qattara Depression stumbled upon something extraordinary. Buried 500 feet beneath the surface was a colossal stone sarcophagus, measuring over 30 meters in length. Inside was Nebuhem, known in lost hieroglyphs as the Guardian Between Worlds. He was no ordinary man. Towering over 60 feet tall in life, Nebuhem was a hybrid of man and god, said to be born of Geb, the god of earth, and a mortal woman from Nubia. Legend had it that when the gods fought for control of the Nile, Nebuhem stood between Set and Osiris, refusing to take sides. As punishment for disobedience, he was cast into eternal sleep beneath the desert, with an ancient seal warning: "Awaken him, and the sun shall tremble." When modern scientists attempted to move the sarcophagus to Cairo, the power around the excavation site shut down. Clocks stopped. A solar eclipse occurred off schedule. It was as if time itself recoiled. Then came the dreams, shared by people across Egypt. Dreams of footsteps shaking pyramids. Dreams of a giant walking from the sands, his eyes glowing like twin suns. In Luxor, hieroglyphs began to glow faintly in the Temple of Karnak. Ancient priests once wrote of Nebuchadnezzar's return as a sign that Egypt would either rise again to glory or sink beneath the waves. Within weeks, mysterious figures began appearing around the excavation. A cult known as the Sons of Geb believed the time had come to awaken their guardian. They performed rituals near the sarcophagus, chanting the old tongue. Then one night, as thunder cracked the desert sky, the stone lid shattered. A hand, the size of a palm tree, reached out. Nebuchadnezzar rose. Dust fell like rain across the region. Satellites picked up the movement of a giant humanoid figure slowly walking north toward the Nile. Panic broke out. Governments denied his existence, but millions saw the livestream, his massive form approaching Giza. When he reached the pyramids, he stood still. And then, he spoke in a voice that echoed through the air and minds of millions. "You have forgotten balance. You have cursed the Nile. I return to remind you." The sky grew dark, and the river's water turned crystal clear. Crops began to grow overnight. Diseases vanished in southern villages. But so did corruption, power-hungry generals, and foreign agents, mysteriously erased as if they'd never existed. Nebuchadnezzar didn't destroy, he restored. But with every act, he grew weaker, until one day, he returned to the desert and laid himself down atop the dunes, slowly turning into stone. Today, a massive hill stands where he fell, uncharted on any map, protected by sandstorms. Some say he's just resting. Others believe he listens, waiting for the time Egypt truly needs him again. He's quickly sealed off the entire Qattara region, declaring it a geological hazard zone. But satellite imagery captured unexplainable formations. Massive, symmetrical ridges shaped like sandals, and a long straight trench that led to the heart of the Nile. The UNESCO and UN issued a joint statement demanding access for independent archaeologists. Egypt refused, behind closed doors. However, the Egyptian Supreme Council of Antiquities held urgent meetings with world leaders, as rumors spread that Nebuchadnezzar's return had triggered dormant geomagnetic fields beneath North Africa, ones connected to ancient pyramidal structures in Sudan, Ethiopia, and even Nigeria. Could these structures be part of a forgotten grid system, once used to regulate energy or weather? Was Nebuchadnezzar a guardian of an ancient technological network far older than any civilization? No one had answers, but everyone wanted control. Just 2 months after Nebuchadnezzar returned to the sands, a multinational expedition disguised as a humanitarian mission landed in Egypt. Sponsored secretly by an alliance of corporate superpowers, led by an American tech giant known as Ether Corp, their goal was clear: harvest the power source within the giant, replicate it, control it. Led by billionaire inventor Jasper Cray, the mission moved in with the latest AI drones, seismic tools, and translators trained on ancient Egyptian dialects. Cray believed Nebuchadnezzar was not a myth but a biomechanical construct, a fusion of organic and machine, a guardian of an Atlantean power source buried deep below. They drilled beneath Nebuchadnezzar's resting place. Big mistake. As soon as their drill pierced the bedrock, a tremor shook the entire Sahara. The sky above turned blood orange, and Nebuchadnezzar's stone eyes glowed again. But this time he did not rise alone. From across Africa, 4 other giants began to stir, guardians long hidden in myth. 1. Zuberi, the horned flame of Ethiopia. 2. Nimat, the veiled queen of the Nubian sands. 3. Bakari, the forest sentinel of the Congo. 4. Ajani, the thunder child of the Niger Delta. These were the watchers of the first kingdom, beings forged by the gods to protect the harmony of earth. When Nebuchadnezzar awoke, they too were summoned to restore the ancient balance. And they were not happy. Cray, unwilling to retreat, activated a secret weapon, Project Scorpion, a hybrid AI fusion machine built from alien alloys discovered in Antarctica. It was designed to counter supernatural forces